Oh my god, I have to do Gundam Build Guide again? What the heck? Hey everyone, welcome back to Gundam Build Guide, which is somehow still happening, but this might be our last episode unless there's somehow some final surprise content in Gundam Breaker Mobile. And I don't know what we're doing after that. Maybe the show will just invent itself as normal Gundam news and continue as that. That might be what I do with it. I don't know. Anyway, stay tuned for the news. I'll get to that later. But first, I have to take one last day to address Gundam Breaker Mobile, because today was one of the last times we got new content in Gundam Breaker Mobile. If you're new to the show has fundamentally always exists for me to complain about stuff going on in Gundam Breaker Mobile, and somehow I have to do that again this week. Now, this week we have potentially the last new content ever in Gundam Breaker Mobile, because what dropped today was the final new battle circuit, Rank Attribute S with beams. I ran through it simply on my stream, and it was pretty much the same old, same old. There are very few people playing this game still, mostly just people in Korea, but in the event that this truly was the last battle circuit ever, I really wanted to finish it out, and it was pretty fun. Here's some quick highlights from my play. I had this one cool build to start out with that was way too OP. I made this turtle new Gundam, that was funny. I had a tank-faced wing Gundam for a while that I've had before, and probably the funnest unit I had this round was the Ifrit tank with all the Ifrit stuff in it, but as a tank. Although it took me a few minutes to get it working right. I also had a way too tall wing Gundam, and I ended the battle circuit with an EXS boost strike new Gundam. That was really fun. And then after that, someone asked me to go over every suit in the game that I managed to unlock, and as it turns out, I almost unlocked all of them, but I missed a few of the newer and more rare recent unlocks. But yeah, I got almost all of them.
Right, so Mobile Worker, Gundam the Origin Middle Type, Gundam, Gun 10, Gun Tank, GM, Zaku, Zaku 2, Char, Scoop, Dom, Acti, Zagat, Gan, Gelgu, Gelgu, Char, Ball, Zak, RX-7282, Entry Grade, Zagak, Zaku, Type, Gyrozabi, Zaku Mine Layer, Gelgu Cannon, Gelgu High Mobility Type, High Mobility System Zaku, High Mobility Type, Zaku 2, Gundam Full Armor, Zaku 2, Giant Reading.
Yeah, see, almost all of them. Pretty dumb. Anyway, on to normal Gundam news now. So I'm doing normal Gundam news this week because we got major news this week, and it's all about Gundam Build Metaverse. Oh, also, before I even get into that news, let me tie the two topics of this video together, because there's a really suspicious rumor going around on the internet that the reason Gundam Breaker Mobile had to die was so Gundam Build Metaverse could repossess and take over the GBM hashtag Twitter tag. See how that works? Very conspiratory, very suspicious, and supposedly it's just a coincidence that no one will notice or care, but me and my friends noticed it, so do we care? Anyway, let's move on to talking about the Gundam Breaker Metaverse now, because the Gundam Build Metaverse now, because now my algorithms are all mixed up. Anyway, yeah, so Metaverse, it's going to just be kind of a conclusion movie for the long-running Gundam Build anime universe. Also, this one is going to somehow finally tie together the Gundam Build Fighter universe with the Gundam Build Diver universe, because the animes that previously establishes that those two animes didn't exactly take place in the same universe, but now it's been retconned and suddenly they are. Sure, I don't care, be that way. Now, they dropped a 1-minute teaser trailer, but this trailer consists entirely just of footage from the previous Build Divers animes and like a logo, so I'm not going to cover that because it's boring. But way more interesting is that they dropped a description of the show, and they dropped some key art for all the new characters and all the new Gundams. So yeah, this is a brand new anime. It's going to cop up the Build Divers series, and it's also existing to advertise the upcoming very real Gundam Metaverse thingamabob that, so far as we know, has no relation to Mark Zuckerberg. So the synopsis of the movie is that in the future, a new internet service has been born in the world of Gunpla, and it's a metaverse. With the metaverse realm, the user can control their own avatar, interact with other universes, play a Gunpla battle, and purchase actual Gunpla. Ryo Hojo is a boy who dove into this new world, studying Gunpla building techniques from the masters and his real-world mentor, Seira Urutsuki. After absorbing Gundam battle know-how from Lady Mask in the metaverse world, he has been honing his skills day by day, and plans to compete with his own original Gunpla, the La Gundam. Ryo also happens to encounter the past champions of Gunpla battle in the metaverse realm. So yeah, this sounds like a movie, and this is going to be directed by long-term anime veteran badass Masaru Obami. the coolest mecha animator who ever lived, so that alone has me stoked. Also, fun trivia for this one, the main character Ryo Hojo is interestingly a second-generation Japanese American living in Hawaii, making him potentially the first American Gundam protagonist. And of course, being an American, he is blonde-haired and blue-eyed and an Aryan despite somehow being Japanese. Although to show how Japanese he is, online he cosplays as a much more Asian version of himself. Good for him, weeb. By the way, the new character Ryo really resembles Fumina from Gundam Build Fighters Tri. There's a rumor online that he could potentially be Fumina's son, but since he's only 1/8 Japanese, that would make him more likely her grandson, which I guess is not impossible if this is like somehow set like way in the future. But for now, we don't know if he's actually related to Fumina, but the poster does tease that the winning Fumina model kit will actually be in this goddamn anime in some shape or form, so that's hilarious. Next up is his friend Sarah Urutsuki, a clerk at the Gunpla store with some fine-ass scarfy shoes. She is supposedly Ryo's mentor and teacher, and also his Gunpla dealer. Then we have Ryo's enemy, the mysterious and lazily named Masked Lady. Nobody knows who she is, but I'm assuming she's just Saria because they have the same physical build and hair length, and literally these are the only characters we know about in the anime, so that kind of narrows it down. Let's move on to the mecha. So Ryo's main Gundam is the La Gundam, an RX-78 redesign, rocking an SD unicorn shield, and its main signature weapon is a special backpack designed to support a beam lance. Also, it's got kind of a Gundam Seed V-fin, and that's kind of cool. It's a pretty spiffy design, and it shows a lot more originality than the previous American Gundam, the American Gundam. After all that, we have a super long list of upgraded suits for the returning protagonists from the previous build series, and I kind of love all of these. From the original Gundam Build Fighters, we have the Strike Exceed Galaxy. It looks like the Strike and the narrative were kit batched together, and it's got a sick white color scheme. After that, from Gundam Build Fighters Tri, we have the Shin Burning Gundam. It's a much bulkier and way more karate-inspired build for this guy, and plus it's got a new katana and a new backpack, which I think are nice touches, because the Build Burning always had that problem of not having a good backpack. After that is the SD Kunoichi Kai for the Build Divers Ninja Girl. It's super girlish, and it kind of looks a lot like her costume from the anime. After that, from Gundam Build Divers is the Gundam 00 Diver Arc, another upgrade to the Gundam 00 Diver. It feels like this time around it has a few more Gundam Age parts on it, and once again, sick-ass blue and white color scheme, which I think it had in Gundam Build Re-Rise as well. And finally, bringing it back to Gundam Build Re-Rise. The protagonist of Build Re-Rise returns in this incredibly badass new Platoon Gundam. I am not sure what happened to him, but his new build is very dark and scary and black. It feels slightly influenced by the Barbatorus, but that was from another universe, and it has a friggin' death save, so I hope he's not too moody or emo, or I hope he's doing alright, because he was a cool guy. But yeah, so those are the new returning protagonist Gundams, and yeah, they're all pretty fucking badass. I am mostly looking forward to the Gundam Build Metaverse anime to cap off all the fun Gundam Build animes that we had in the past decade. The actual Gundam Metaverse, on the other hand, is just going to be an online store, so I'm not that thrilled about that. If it does connect to the Mark Zuckerberg Metaverse, then I'll at least be amused by the whole Metaverse synergy, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so that concludes another episode of Gundam Build Guide, potentially our last episode, unless, again, something else happens in Gundam Breaker Mobile. If that never happens, then I'll eventually bring the show back as Gundam News Normal, whenever there's enough Gundam news that I care about. Alright, later guys. Peace out.